First of all, this player in the corner is not in a defensive stance. This is not a defensive stance. Get your feet set in a wide base, okay? And then 2, look at this reaction time. So Chris Paul just picked his dribble up. So you should be sprinting to get out to your man in the corner now. There's no reason to be standing there anymore. Dribble's picked up. Not for this Pistons player. Look at you still haven't moved. That's horrendous. This is off of a ball screen. Why is Bogdanovich coming inward? The backside help here would be coming from right here. You're staying in this area here. Look at this. Bogdanovich is entering the paint. His feet are going inward. So now it's just an easy skip pass and you have no chance. What are you doing? What is Jaden Ivey doing here on this switch? I mean, you're switching onto Ayton. So stay underneath Ayton, battle for real estate, initiate contact. What is Jaden Ivey doing? All right, the Pistons are in drop coverage, which I can't stand. But when Chris Paul makes this pass, Jalen Duren's got to get right in DeAndre Ayton's body. See, this cross-court pass is getting made. All right, Duren's got to get up now and battle for real estate, initiate contact now. With urgency, get up. See, there's no urgency here. Look at this. Look how low you're letting DeAndre Ayton catch the ball. So now you're cooked. On Jaden Ivey, you cannot have a lazy switch here. Right now, you need to immediately get underneath DeAndre Ayton and battle for real estate and initiate contact. When you don't get immediately underneath DeAndre Ayton, okay, look at this. See how you're to the side of DeAndre Ayton? Now he's going to seal you. See that? Look how he's got you sealed. And there you go. That draws a double and a layup. Okay, this makes no sense. I don't know what Isaiah Stewart's doing. You're guarding Dario Saric. Why are you calling for a switch? Just guard Dario Saric. But if you want this player to switch, which he does, then you need to get out to Torrey Craig. This is a disaster by Isaiah Stewart. Hawk in transition. Stop. So this Pistons player here has got to say that he's going here and to tell somebody to take Dario Saric. You have to go here. And then you just got to trust Isaiah Stewart's coming to Saric. But when you don't communicate in transition, you get all this nonsense. You do not guard like this away from the ball. Your back is never to the ball. Your back is to the baseline, so you're seeing ball and man. When you guard like this, you are just asking for that to happen. Pathetic defense by the Pistons, okay? You never guard above the three-point line away from the ball. Get underneath the three-point line back to the baseline. This player here also, you're hugging the three-point line. Back to the baseline. So now there's no place for Saric to go. If he comes this way, I can stunt, I can recover. Same thing here. Stunt, recover, I don't have to move my feet anywhere. But, you know. Okay, so here comes a turnover right here. So if you're Killian Hayes right now, you're not getting this ball. So please just sprint back. Please. Turnovers happen. How you react to those turnovers is everything. Look at Killian Hayes. Instead of getting back, where is he going? Towards the ball. That little movement towards the ball is going to be the reason why this player gets ahead of you. I don't understand what the Pistons don't get about this concept. That Bogdanovich is switching on to DeAndre Ayton. First of all, this player can't be underneath DeAndre Ayton. He's got to be up so he can guard Chris Paul. But you need to get underneath Ayton. You've got to initiate contact. Battle for real estate. You can't do that when you switch like this to the side. Look at this. You're sealed. Oh my, it's the same thing. Stop. Jaden Ivey, you need to get underneath Ayton immediately when you switch. Battle for real estate, initiate contact. Look at Ivey. Is this getting underneath DeAndre Ayton? No. So yet again, you're sealed by Ayton. All right, the Pistons are in drop coverage, but that's not the problem here, surprisingly. Okay, so Chris Paul just picked his dribble up. So now Isaiah Stewart can sprint back here, and Jaden Ivey, who needs to be up the line. There's no reason you're not level to your man. You're still in backside help up here, but you're level to your man. Now you should be sprinting out over here. But Jaden Ivey isn't level to his man. I mean... Again, the Pistons are in drop coverage, but yet again, somehow, that it's not the problem here. When does Chris Paul pick his dribble? He just picked his dribble up, okay? So Bogdanovich can now guard over the top, and you need to be recovering. Look at Isaiah Stewart. Why are you still guarding the ball with the dribble picked up? Recover back to Ayton. So the Pistons are going to try and scram switch here. They want Jaden Ivey to go here, Isaiah Stewart to come up here. Well, if Isaiah Stewart is doing that, and both players... But in Isaiah Stewart's case, it's where you get burnt, is that This player needs to sprint here, and this player needs to sprint here. Your switch has to have urgency. Isaiah Stewart's switch has no urgency, so now you're giving up an open jumper. So when we see Isaiah Stewart here, why is Isaiah Stewart backpedaling in transition here? He should be sprinting to the corner. There's no such thing as backpedaling. Because look, when you backpedal, look what happens. You're late to get out to the corner, and now you're blown by and a bucket happens right before the half. Again, you're in drop coverage, but again, it's not the problem, okay? So this ball screen is getting set. There is so much space to get over the screen. Look at, and so instead of getting aggressively over the screen, look what this Pistons player does. He says, no, actually, I want to be screened. Why? If you're Alec Burks, this is incredibly lazy. You cannot backpedal back in transition. You need to sprint back in transition. So your feet are set and you're in a defensive stance. Is Alec Burks ever in a defensive stance? No, he's just backpedaling because all he was doing was backpedaling back. Isaiah Stewart, you cannot play off Cam Thomas. If you can't guard him one-on-one, I mean, this is a pretty easy solution. Now, Bogdanovic needs to get his back to the baseline, okay? But get up, force him here. There's no place to go. Why am I giving up a wide-open three? This is a terrible switch. If you are switching the screen, you must be level to the screener right now, so when this player comes off of it, you're ready to guard. You are not ready to guard. You want to play the gaps out of drop coverage, and Bogdanovic has already got to dip down. You can't have to move your feet inward, okay? If you're already here and this player comes, I can just stunt without moving my feet, and I'll be able to recover. Then you can get out to the three-point line. But this is terrible. Look at this. Look at your feet are moving all the way inward. You have zero chance of getting back to the three-point line. Deplorable defense by the Pistons. This, again, you have to already be there. So right now I'm in a defensive stance, which this player's not. In a defensive stance back to the baseline. So again, when Chris Paul comes this way, I'm just stunting without moving my feet, and I can recover. So first of all, that doesn't happen, of course. You have no chance of getting back out to the three-point line. The other thing, Isaiah Stewart, as soon as Chris Paul picks his dribble up here and makes this pass, you need to be recovering back to your man. I mean, what? Just what? Do the Pistons struggle with switching? You have to get underneath Jock Landale, okay? When you switch over the top of Jock Landale, look, now that requires a backside defender who has to leave his man, and that's not going to be a good thing. What is this Pistons player doing? Why are you standing at the free throw line when your man's here? Get up, get in a defensive stance, which you're not, okay? So that when this pass gets made, you're just ready to recover and guard. You're not. Look at how lazy this is. So now look, now this player has the ball. What does that mean? You need to step up while he has the ball. So you're going uphill right there while Dario Saric is going downhill. Never get comfortable when your man is in the paint like this, okay? Look at this Pistons player. Right now, you need to be right into Landale's jersey battling for real estate initiating contact. You cannot be comfortable with him just standing in the paint right on the block, because guess what happens? Now you're sealed. The Pistons are in drop coverage again. Again, this is not the problem. Okay, this player's dribble's picked up. So right now, this player can guard one-on-one. This player should leave so Bogdanovic can get back out. Why is this Pistons player still standing around guarding the ball? So now Bogdanovic has to stick around. And now he's going to be late to get out, and it's rip and go right by him.